Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone is having an amazing morning today. Norm, how you doing?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm good. A little tired, but I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Same here. I am a little tired myself this morning. I skipped the gym and woke up a little later, but definitely good morning, everyone. Feeling some of
Welcome to
that
the pre-market
tiredness.
show. Hope everyone is having an amazing morning today.
Norm, how you doing? Give me 1 second here,
Hey, good
guys.
morning, Carlos. I'm good. A little tired, but I'm doing all right. How
Give me 1 second, guys. All right, I think I fixed the echo. I had an echo on my end. I think that sounds a lot better. It looks like I
I
had
think it's gone.
a browser opened so I could see the chat room on YouTube and it was going back and forth. All right, guys, good morning. Let's get started. We have a really nice list here. I can see a lot of names we haven't seen in a while. So, again, just earnings season in full swing. So we get started. Also, hope you guys enjoyed that AMA yesterday. That was fun to watch. A lot of great questions from people in YouTube. So and members that joined as well. So looking forward to the next one. If you haven't watched it yet, check out the link in our channel. You can see some of the questions. And shout out to David. I'm not sure who David is, but David in Norm, you called this out this morning to me. Sent me a text really early.
Yeah, I saw it first thing when I got up this morning.
Yeah, so thank you for doing that. If you look at the comments on that video, he actually listed out all the times and questions. So that's pretty neat. So if you're looking for a specific question, you want to hear Norm and Brian's response, you can see that down in the comments. So thank you for that, whoever that David was.
Awesome for taking the time to do that.
Yes, agreed. All right, folks, let's look at what we had yesterday. So yesterday we had a pretty nice list. We had a lot of stocks that were moving. As we can see, let's look at our here was my watch list yesterday. These were possible, but I really did not have to look at them because we have such a good moving list here with Twitter, QCOM. Had a nice trade on KO. Verizon was moving as well. So let's go through these and see how the stock trades. I have Twitter up already, and Twitter was just a monster right from the gate. Left VWAP and just really never looked back. And this is a stock, and Brian says this a lot, right? Don't short strong stocks. And the reason for that is because when they're this strong, it's very difficult to catch a double top or a reversal. If you look at the 1 minute here, I was myself actually looking for a double top to take this towards the VWAP. And you kind of get one right in here, right? You kind of get a double top here and here. And then here when it starts coming down, you can play it as the stop loss. But as we're talking about it, me and Brian, we said, you know what, we're not taking this. I'm not taking it. And glad I didn't, because the minute it did this pullback, you think it's somewhat reversing because it's found some kind of level. But this thing's been so strong that look what it does. It just bounces right from here and then it goes even higher, so right, hitting higher levels. You get a little drop here, kind of breaks the 20. Looks like it's probably going to give up. But then look at this level, 38.83, right? We had this level right on here. This is a daily level. Actually, guys, we did not put this level in here. We did it together in the morning. This is a daily level going back to some time ago where it had like a gap that it was the start of that day. And look how it plays out here. Comes right back to that level, then takes off again. So again, very strong stock. A lot of traders took this for a 2-minute opening range breakup, some for a 5-minute opening range breakup. So this turned out really, really nice to trade yesterday. It was a very good stock to trade. Here's QCOM. QCOM was a bit choppy at the open and very difficult to get into this trade because look at this first candle, right? You have a huge pop here that sells off. Then you have a huge sell-off that comes back up to VWAP. So again, just pure chop within this area. And we know QCOM can really move again, so you want to be very careful. But after it settles down, once it starts breaking the high of the day here, it comes back consolidate. Does like a mini bull flag here. This is the pole. This is your flag. And then here it just starts taking off. Once it stood around here, it held this base. It took off nicely, broke the high of the day, and it just took off and never looked back. Also testing this 9 moving average here. So this was a beautiful trade as well on QCOM. I know a lot of traders got into this area here once it broke the high. It looked like it was going to be holding, didn't want to sell off, holding this moving average, and then took off nicely. Also the one, look at the 1 minute. I'm sure the 2 minute also looks clean, but the 1 minute, you can see how it's holding these moving averages really nice here. And you want to be careful with the 9. We talk about this, right? The 9 sometimes is not the best one to follow, because you can break it several times. Here you broke it here, but it bounced off to 20. You broke it here, bounced off to 20. So really the 20 is a little more important when it comes to these time frames. Here's KO. KO was also trading really nice. At first 2 candles very choppy. Look at this sell up. This is a good indication this stock does not want to sell off. I mean, it comes all the way down here and then it shoots back up, right? So first of all, when you see a candle like this, you want to wait for it to settle down, see what it really wants to do. You get another indecision candle here. Then once it goes above VWAP and it closes above VWAP, it could be a good indication that this thing wants to take off. So it did here. It ditches that. Then it comes down below VWAP. Here's where we took it for a short. We took it for a short right in this area. Once it closed below VWAP, we got in short. I got in short in this area here. Stop loss above this candle here, because you don't want to be right at the VWAP. Sometimes these things could test the VWAP back and forth. And also keep in mind, this is an area, right? Sometimes it's not exact. So it's an area. You got to treat it that way. Then we got a beautiful sell-off, taking profits towards the way down. We took everything out here because this 48.02 was a level we wanted to get to. If it cracked this, hopefully we're going to get to the low of the day. It didn't do that. That 48.02 held, and you can see that it kind of held throughout the day as well as it did these ranges here. So beautiful trade there on KO. Verizon also traded very, very nice. This was a false VWAP breakout, very clean. As you can see here on the one, comes above VWAP, it cannot hold, sells back down. This is a beautiful entry for a short here, and then it just continues to drop nicely. Look how it goes down all the way to this 56.32 down here. So just a beautiful trade. And then I was done trading by this point, but some traders took it long here. Right, you saw the V reversal. You called it out long, play for stop loss on this 56.32, the low of the day, and then it just takes off nicely. So this is a beautiful pop here, all the way up to VWAP. You also had this levels here, 56.75 from the low of the morning. So again, just very clean trading on these stocks yesterday. Hasbrook was not as clean. This one was a little choppy here, and then throughout the day, the price action was not there. It looked like it was going to take off, but very strange wicks and candles here. So again, just want to avoid them when you're having other stocks that are moving very nice. Roku was actually very good. It looks choppy here, but we were watching the price action. When it came above VWAP, it looked very strong. It took off here, hit the high of the day, and just continued to test this moving averages and take off nicely. Gives you a beautiful double top here, and then sells off right back to VWAP. So also traded well, not as clean as the QCOM and the Twitters of yesterday. This trade is very, very clean. KO as well. Look at this beautiful ranges here, and also Verizon. So wow, we got a very nice list as we're finishing up what we saw yesterday. Oh, let's look at the last one, AKTX. So AKTX, again, very active in the morning, but then just look at this pure chop. We did get a breakout here, but these are very hard to trade, right? These are lower price stock. You want to be careful. This is a low flow. When you have these beautiful stocks moving this way, you can make some good money, good consistent money out of trading these stocks. Just stay away from these. We had it here. We were watching it, but again, just stay away from that stuff, especially if you're starting out. There's no need to trade that. All right, guys, so let's see what we have today. Let's look on here. Let's make some space. All right, excellent. So let's start with APC. APC today is up 11%, 5.9 million shares traded. So that's a monster move right there. Let's get our charts in line on what is happening right now.
So this was there was buyout offer from who was it? Chevron, I believe, a little while back, and now Oxy, OXY, which is also on the gappers, has now come and re-upped the bid. So that's what's going on there. It's crazy.
Oh, yes, I remember that. We had this on our list. We didn't even trade it because it was a complete buyout on this day here. I remember that gap in Chevron. And it's funny, Chevron was also gapping up, I think, right? Chevron didn't actually sell down. I believe that's what happened there. But all right, so buyout not really in play, guys. This could trade really flat, though. You have all this volume. Really not one that we want to watch today. We might have other stuff that might look better. So we'll get rid of this one. RBZ is on here. Is this a low flow or no? What is this one?
Yeah.
This is, yeah, let's throw this down. Here's a very low flow, guys. Only 1 million shares flow, so you want to be very careful. It is up 9.3 this morning, 430,000 shares traded so far. Let's see how the pre-market action looks. Looks okay. Not as clean as we've seen this one before. So we'll throw it on here. We'll check in with it later. But again, I might not watch it today because we got a lot of other stocks here that are probably going to trade better as we're into this earnings season. So let's look at SAP. So SAP, we saw it earlier. We were having a talk in our chat room. A lot of guys do not have shares for short on this monster stock, which we find it difficult to believe. Like even IB and some of these Centerpoint, CME, nobody has shares for short. So that's kind of strange in a stock that's so large, right? I mean, what's the float on this, right? This is 1.1 billion shares float. So it is gapping up today, 9.3. Now, what I don't like about SAP, and I have looked at this in the past, is the daily chart. It can be very, very choppy. It doesn't trade as clean. It is a nicey stock. If you look at the daily candle, see, it doesn't move much, right? It's very, very choppy. It is a little bit higher price. But again, today it looks like to be active is gapping up quite a bit. It's got some volume, but the pre-market action, it's just not great. It's kind of showing what the daily chart looks like, right, with this choppiness. So not looking all too great. We'll keep it on here, but not one of my favorites this morning.
Also a foreign company, which they can have a little bit of a strange price action.
Yeah, correct. PCG here. I'm not a fan of PCG, but let's see what it's been doing the last several days. Had a big day yesterday. Today it looks like it's just been selling off. Popped up all the way up to 28, 29, and now it's back down to 23. So this reminds me kind of like of BPTH. It is. I don't think it is a low float. This is a higher float, but again, it trades very, very, very weird. Yeah, this is 515 million shares float, but it trades like a low float, especially after the news broke out. It trades really, really dangerous. You got to be very careful with it. So the high today so far is 28.58, and it's down to 21.30. No shares for float. I'm sorry, no shares for short. I'm not sure what is the news today, why they're gapping up. I'm just not sure what's going on with it. We'll check into it, but again, not a fan of PCG. It doesn't look like it's trading well. The pre-market action does not look clean either. Next, we have eBay. eBay's up 3.6, 121,000 shares traded so far. Pre-market action looks a little bland. I don't see a lot going on here that looks great. It just needs more volume. We'll keep it on here for now. I do like the fact that we're gapping up 3.6. Has a beautiful daily chart here on this bottom here. Starts popping up. It had 2 green days already, so it broke out of this range today, and you got some clean levels we can play off here, and also here. So that looks good. We just need more volume on it. Only 121,000 shares traded so far, and that's probably the reason why we have this choppiness this morning on eBay. Next, we have Snap. Snap has been very active the last 2-3 days, trading days. What do we have? Oh, so now we're gapping down. We're gapping up 2.3, but we sold off yesterday hard, looks like. So we're gapping up 2.3, 1.5 million shares traded. How did this trade yesterday? Let's just take a look here. All right, so I had a huge open, right? Huge open at the 10-minute mark, sorry. And then it's just sells back down. Wow, that's a huge pop there. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Snap either. It's another one that trades very choppy, doesn't move much. Look at the volume, 1.5 million shares traded. Just look at this action. This action is just horrible. It is just not clean at all. It's very choppy, and this is what you might get from Snap sometimes. So we'll check back into that. CAT up on the scanners now, down 2.6, 526,000 shares traded. It's got a good pre-market action. It's got some volume here. It's got a nice range. So that looks good so far. Daily chart looks good as well. We got some levels we can play it off here from. Yeah, CAT looks good. This looks, I like this one. Next we have BSX. BSX is down 4.7, almost 300,000 shares traded so far. Seems very choppy right now. Action
BSX can
all over the
BSX place. Unless it's really in play, can be difficult to trade. I've traded it in the past. It's been a long time.
Yeah, the action looks a little all over the place right now. Again, it's got some volume going, but it's not really building a good pre-market action. Daily chart is so, but I can see some days in here that are pretty flat. Like I said, unless it's really in play, like a day like here a couple of days ago. So we're dropping now almost 5%. We'll get some levels for it, but again, it's just very choppy pre-market action in here. Good comment, man. Who still uses eBay? I haven't logged in to eBay to buy anything so long after Amazon. But I do know that a lot of people that have like used car dealer for parts and stuff like that, they do use eBay a lot because you get a lot of used parts from eBay that you won't find on Amazon. All right, so Oxy, what we have on Oxy, we are down 5.7, 2.1 million shares traded so far. So this is really moving. I never traded this stock before. Daily chart looks a little funky in this area, looks very choppy. What is the ATR on this? ATR 155. So that's not bad. 747 million shares flow. So it's a very large flow. I never traded this one. Norm, you have any experience on this one here? I don't recall ever.
I've traded Oxy, but it's been a very, very long time.
Yeah. So we'll keep it on here. Let's see what happens. But again, just a lot of volume. 2.1 million shares traded right now, down 5.5, and just not the cleanest pre-market action. The 1 looks good. The 5 looks a little funky, but I do like how the daily chart is dropping here. We have some clean levels we can play off. So that's always nice when you have these extremes that you can play off. That can give you a good area of resistance and support that we can have on this stock. All right, let's see what else we have here. Let's look at our NASDAQ active, NASDAQ gainers, and then we'll come back over to this list, find some levels, and then we'll check what you guys have on your end, and then we'll see what Norm's watching this morning as well. So series on here, NASDAQ active, not much happening in the daily chart. Let's see what the pre-market action. Yeah, pre-market action is horrible. So it's just got some block trades here. There's really no order flow. So although you have 1.5 million shares traded here, this is not anything that is really in play if you look at this price action. Next we have MTP. NTP is interesting. We got some movement here. 915,000 shares traded so far and climbing. It is up 28%. So we're getting a nice little pop here. MTP. All right, so this is a very low flow. We'll throw it down here next to RBZ, and yeah, it looks interesting. It's got a good pre-market action. Again, very low flow, so we want to be careful with this one. YRIV always on here, but never really giving us a good pre-market action, so we'll skip this. RBC we have AKAO, also not good. MBRX was in play a couple of days ago, and yesterday too. Yesterday it popped up. So MBRX has been interesting. Again, it's been having some movements over the last couple of days. But today nothing much is happening. It has 266,000 shares traded, but look at this price action, really all over the place. I believe this was the company that has some good news of a FDA approval or some sort, but not much going on right now. NASDAQ ETF, AMD is on here, 223,000 shares traded. Not really active today, pretty choppy. But I believe it was yesterday or the day before. We didn't have it on our list because we have a lot of stuff going on with earnings. And it's been trading really well. It's been trading really well. So it's been moving nicely. So it might be worth watching. If we can't find anything else, I'll put it here on my backup list. If something doesn't look good for whatever reason, we can watch AMD and MU. We'll check those in a second after we're done with our list. Facebook is on here. Facebook looks interesting. 196,000 shares traded, selling off a bit now off that 185. Daily chart looks great though. This is a very nice daily chart. Looks very strong. It's been kind of breaking these ranges here. And we check what the SPY is doing. See if this is moving with the market. Well, we'll see what the SPY is doing in a few minutes. YRV we looked at. Not much going on there.
I can answer that.
Oh, you can answer that.
It's doing absolutely nothing. It's doing absolutely nothing.
Nice. Did it end up yesterday or no? I haven't checked yet.
Oh yeah. It was up quite a bit. At some point interday, it broke the all-time high close.
Oh,
didn't get to an all-time high, but the highest close it's ever had it broke.
Gotcha. All right, good. So we're still on that nice uptrend somewhat. So MTP here we have down there as well. Again, it's got some volume, over 1 million shares traded, 26% and climbing on here. So next we have SYNL. Not much happening there. MenH is not doing much. RBZ we do have, it's got some volume. S Lab not doing much here, no volume. AYTU also no volume. VSTM not much happening. DBVT nope. And last one, TERL. Nothing exciting here. Norm, what do you got on your list today?
I've got. I mean, you don't really have to go too far to find anything. We've got a pretty good list, but I've got my eye on Netflix. It's been on a real tear recently. Qualcomm, it needs some more action. The pre-market's not great, but it ripped higher again yesterday. And then UNH has kind of been on a roll for a few days. So I've got an eye on those based on the dailies.
Yeah, I do like QCOM as well. I mean, it's just been very active on a tear. This news that it got, I mean, with the stuff with Amazon and whatever it was, it's been, was it Amazon? I forgot who
Apple.
Apple, sorry, Apple. It's just been insane. After that, I have not looked back ever since. So QCOM is good. That's another great possible to watch. All right, let's see what you guys have on your end. So we have Microsoft is at the all-time high. That's great. It's nice to look at stocks at the all-time high. Right now, their volume is a little weak, not as much going on there. But the fact that it's at an all-time high is interesting to watch. I'm going to put it down here next to AMD and MU for a possible in the mid-morning, or if any of my other stocks don't do anything. Apple, same here. It's got a beautiful daily chart. Again, I think a lot of these are just moving with the market, right? I mean, the market has been strong over the last couple of days. It's really just grinding higher. Again, it closed higher yesterday. It's just kind of getting closer to that all-time high. So we might hit that today. What's the all-time high? 194, right? 193-ish or so.
293.94.
Yeah, so we might get there today. I know my fiance is very happy with her 401k. She tells me yesterday, "What's going on? It looks great." I'm like, "Yeah, things look good right now." So again, just very, very strong market at the moment. Things are looking good. So it's kind of pulling up all these other things. Microsoft at all-time high as well. Apple also looking. I'm not sure if Apple's at the all-time high, but it's
no.
It
still has room to run.
Yeah, it's very strong here on the daily chart. So we'll keep this down here as possible and see if they hit our scanners as well. All right, let's look into anything else you guys have. BA, what is BA up to? Have they bounced back from their recent situation? No, not yet. They do got some volume though. 454,000 shares traded so far. So they got something going on here.
They had earnings this morning, and then on their call, they've been announced, or they also announced a bunch of info about the plane incidents with what's going on with all that.
Okay, got it. So it looks like there's some positive stuff going on there. Up 1.2, not a lot. My issue with BA, I find it very difficult to trade. Just the way the movements are. Also, it's a way high price. $378 right now. So it's just not my niche. Not that it's not tradable, guys. Just not my niche. So not going to watch BA, but BA is interesting. It has been very choppy though over the last couple of days, right? It just kind of pops up right back down. It looks like it's finding some ground now. Found a new level here around 375. It's been trying to hold. So hopefully you got some clean levels too. If you're gonna watch this, I'm just gonna put some levels here. You got a level right here at 348. You can play it off. You got the high of the day sitting at 381.70. And then towards the bottom, you got plenty of levels, highs and lows, and previous day close, and then you have the pre-market low down here. So you got plenty of levels to play this stock if that's within your wheelhouse, like normal say. But again, me personally, I just don't like the way this one trades. You was gonna say something, Norm?
No.
Okay.
We did get a question from Merengue on YouTube asking about block trades.
We can find one. Let's see if we can find. We'll find one. Basically, a block trade. You can literally have almost 1 million shares sold in one candle, right? So this candle will be black or something, and there'll be just one line, and there'll be 1 million shares traded here. So that's usually a block trade, right? Doesn't have to be 1 million shares. It could be less than that.
It could be any size. Usually they're pretty big, but it's between two private individuals and not on the open market. So right. A lot of times it'll look like there's a ton of volume on something. I mean, it looks like there's just a ton of volume, and then 99% of that volume is in one block trade that was never really on the market anyway. So that's what it is.
So and usually what it does is it'll come up here, because again, this what triggers this, for those that don't know, what triggers this gapper scanner is anything gapping up above or below 2%, right? So 2% is what we're looking for, and then volume over 100,000 shares traded, and then we're also looking for an ATR of 50 cents or more, right? So sometimes you guys might find stocks that the ATR is like 40 cents but are still in play. They might not show up here. So this helps us identify, as much as possible, some stocks that are really in play. This is why we go through the NASDAQ active and NASDAQ gainers, because sometimes in here you might find some stocks that might not come up here. Also, check out class number 2. In class number 2, we talk about this. That's on YouTube, so you can check that out on how do we build this watch is exactly what we're looking for. And in some cases, you're going to have that pop up here. You're going to see 1.5 million shares traded, and then the pre-market action is horrible. This is why you have to look at, not just volume, but what is the pre-market action actually doing. Yep, 100,000 in volume, correct. All right, so let's go through this list. What else you guys got? You guys got Microsoft. We looked at Facebook. We have, I believe we looked at Facebook. Let's see. Yeah, Facebook is on here. Oh, it's starting to get some volume now. So again, just way too many, guys. We can't watch all these stocks. Let's put Facebook on here as a possible. Anything else? VC has a block trade from yesterday at the close. All right. Thank you. Let's bring that up. Let's just look at VC really quick. Block trade yesterday. Oh yeah, right here. Here's one. Nice block trade. 2.2 million shares traded. So that's a great example. Thank you for sharing that. That's exactly. So this here can trigger the volume. If it happens in the morning, it can trigger the volume up here and give you that much volume, but it's really not something in play. Let's look at.
And if there's not a whole lot of other orders, you can look at the time and sales, and you'll see just a massive print right there.
Yeah.
Too.
Yep. You'll see like 600,000 shares or whatever the number is. T does look interesting. I like T's pre-market action. Why is this one not coming up on our list? It is down 3.5. Maybe the ATR is not as big, but there's a great example of one. Yeah, ATR is 36 cents. Doesn't move much throughout the day, but today it looks very active. Has good volume. Has a nice pre-market action here. We got some levels we can play it off from. So this is on earnings today, I believe, on T. So we'll definitely watch.
So.
Yeah, I like this pre-market action. It's got some real good movement, some nice volume. So yeah, let's check that out. All right, and then we looked at IRBT. No volume, doesn't look good right now. I like that it's dropping this much, right? 15, almost 16% drop here. But right now the volume is not there. So this could be a possible you can put in your side list to watch later. All right, folks, let's make this list a little smaller and then let's find some levels. So let's start over with SAP. SAP for me, it's just, again, I don't have shares for sure on top of that. It trades a little choppy. The pre-market action right now, although it has 348,000 shares traded, I don't like the way this pre-market action looks, right? Look at the difference between this pre-market action and like a T pre-market action where you do have some activity, you do have some drops here happening. So again, this just looks a lot cleaner than SAP does to me. Also, the daily chart in SAP is not clean. It is a foreign company. They're gapping up on earnings. 9.5 looks great on the daily chart now because of this gap. But overall, it's not a company that trades very well. So I'm just going to not watch this one today. PCG is a company that I don't really like trading. It's very difficult to manage your risk. Again, the last couple of days has been very active. Look at the daily chart. So it's been very active the last couple of days. It had a nice pop here, but we have some weird stuff going on today. It's going up all the way up to 27, almost 28, and then right back down to 22. You know what? I just don't want no part of that. It does have another block trade here, guys. Look at this one here. Block trade right there. 2.1 million shares traded, and it's pretty flat. So again, it's got some volume today. 1.1 million shares traded, but I just don't like the way this trade. Look at this 5-minute candle here. We're dropping from 26, 25.50 or so all the way down to 22. So, and also right now it looks pretty choppy, pretty flat. So don't get fooled into these type of things. Just be careful with that one. So Lee's telling me PCG was up on a rumor that Berkshire was buying them. Berkshire said they are not. Look at that. So can you imagine getting in here long, thinking that's happening, and then boom, you get this drop. Yeah, we'll stay away from this garbage today. All right, let's look at eBay. eBay still choppy. Choppy right now, not much going on. Volume is not really there. Let's find some levels for it, but I'm not excited on the way the pre-market action is looking at the moment. We're gonna drop this for sure if it doesn't get any better towards the open. So we have 38.36 high of the pre-market, 39.13. We have a nice level up there as well. Towards the bottom, low of the pre-market sitting at 37.68. You also got several days confirming that here, so that's nice. And then below that, let's find this. What happens when you don't have as clean as a daily chart, but you do have a clean level here though. This is a good level. 37.19. You got several days using it as resistance, then as support, resistance again in this area here. So that could be a good possible. Right now, pre-market action not looking great. It has been trading okay though. It had 2 green days the last 2 trading days, very nice. So today could put in something maybe later in the morning. Snap, we do have some levels for Snap now because it's just been trading in this kind of a range here. What do we have here? So we have low of the pre-market 12.20, 12.18. I already have the low of 2 days ago at 12.12. I'm sorry, the high of yesterday at 12.20. So we'll keep that on there. Below that, you got the previous day close, and then several previous day lows towards the bottom. Towards the top, you have 12.63. Not a fan of Snap. I think it's just very choppy. It does got some great volume. Look at this, 1.7 million shares traded so far. And it's dropping here. Unfortunately, I do not have shares for short on it, so not a fan of it, but we'll keep it on here. CAT, I like CAT. CAT's got a decent daily chart. We got some levels here towards the bottom. Low of the pre-market sitting at 137. Below this, you have a moving average right here at 135. We can mark that down, 135.35. And then below that, you have a level in this area here at 137.70. Towards the top, you have several days here using this as support and resistance. 139.59. You got this day here using it as resistance, and these 3 as support. Above that, you have a moving average coming in. Also, the high and low and pre-market levels in here. So, CAT's got some good volume. It's down 2.3. Pre-market action. It started off very well. It's kind of slowing down a bit here. Seems to be holding this level. I'm gonna mark this one down. Seems to be holding this 130.38.18. So I'm just gonna mark that down because it seems found some kind of support there. All right, BSX starting to look better. It was very choppy, but starting to pick up here. 433,000 shares traded so far. I like the fact that we lost this level here. It found some support over the last couple of 4 days in this area here, and it lost it now. So it kind of opened up the range a little bit. We can possibly get some momentum going down here. So low of the pre-market, we're sitting at 33.60. We also have a level here at 34.33. What do you have towards the bottom? Towards the bottom, we have one down here at 32.79 and one all the way down here at 31.65. In case we want to take a dive towards the top, we got high and lows here, sitting here, moving averages as well. Previous day close also. So plenty of levels up here. Pre-market actions, again, it's not looking great on BSX. I do like the fact that they're down and they kind of opened up the range and headed all the way down here. So I think there's some movements here, some ranges that it can actually get going. But we just got to be careful with the way this one trades. Oxy's got some good volume, 2.4. I never traded this one, but I like the daily chart though. Low of the pre-market sitting at 56.92. Which kind of coincides with a couple of 2 days on here that tested that level before. Price action is right at a level. I'm going to mark it either way. It's right at this level here at 59.72. Right in that area, you can see several days using this as support and bouncing off of that. And then above that, you have a nice one here over at 60.79. Then above that, you have all this area here where it's been where it dropped from. Right, it's kind of been consolidating in this area here, building highs and lows and previous day close, and then once it lost this here, it dropped. So and then towards the bottom, we could put one more because 57 from 59, that's a long way to go. You want to have something in there in between that makes sense. This one here, 58 is good because you have this day bouncing off of that. that could be an area where we can get some kind of support. And look, when we go into the actual pre-market action, you can see how that 58.58 is being used, right? So somebody else is looking at this as well because they're buying it up here. They were supporting it here. They couldn't hold. It drops right down to 57, which was previous support. And now it's getting above this other level we had here as well, 59.72 or so. So it's got some movement. I like it. It's got some good volume. It's got a decent daily chart. Netflix, we'll watch later. Right now, not doing too much. QCOM is interesting. QCOM has been very active, so I am going to watch QCOM. I believe we're nearing the all-time high. Again, that was some time ago, so this is definitely, we're at the 52-week high for sure. And let's just go back to get a level towards the top. Or are we at all-time high? I don't think we are all-time high. Or maybe we are. Oh yeah, this is the one that's going all the way back. We've been talking about this. So I just gotta remember not to remove these levels. 92.37 and also 99.43 are the only things you have towards the top. Everything else, all-time high is at 100, right? Yeah, so everything else is right in here. You got your previous day high, previous day low. I don't think you need to add any more. These are all good levels. Again, QCOM has been very active, so I'm definitely going to watch that one. T is exciting. T's got some movement. 1.9 million shares traded so far. Look at this. Look at this pre-market action. Looks exciting. It's been moving a lot. So now let's find some levels on this one. It is down 3.4. We have a clean level right in here at 30.67 low of the pre-market. Below that, you have this 30.47, and obviously down here, clear level, several days supporting that, being supported by this 29.79. Then towards the top, you have one over here around 31.57, and what do we have here? In here, we don't have anything that's really clean. This area, we got a moving average here at 31.30. So again, 31.28. The one issue with T, it doesn't move much, right? It's got a good pre-market action. It's got some volume, but it doesn't move a lot. The ATR is very, very low. So we'll keep it on here. If we find something better, we'll remove it. But at the moment, I think this one's got some good activity happening here. We do have shares for short, so we can play both ways. RBZ, what is it up to? Selling down. MTP, yeah, I'm going to take off RBZ. I'm not really going to watch the low floats, but MTP looks interesting, so I'm going to watch this one just to see what it does. Again, I might not trade it, but I'll just watch one low float just to have something in here. So high of the pre-market right now at 293. Above this, we have a level at a 313, and then we have another one at 377. I think that's enough towards the top. Not sure it can get higher than that. And then towards the bottom, in case it wants to sell off and find some support, 277. And all the way down here, we have another one, several wicks hitting that 254. So it's got some good volume right now. It seems to be trading within this range here. See if it can hold and support this moving average and take off towards the high of the day for a possible play towards the top. Let's check what AMD is doing. Some of our apostles. AMD is not doing much. MU also not doing much. Microsoft is at the all-time high, selling down now. Apple is also selling down as well, and Facebook also selling down. So these are possibles. I'm going to look at it. They could be very active today, depending how the market trades. Let's go through this list again. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we got one too many. If you guys see anything else that you like that's moving nicely, definitely call it out. Just gonna check over here, see if anything else popped up that looks great. DPZ. DPC, no, not a good pre-market action.
DPZ can be very difficult to trade as well.
Yeah, that doesn't look fun. What else we have? I feel like there's more on here that we haven't looked at. Well, APC we looked at. I think that's it. Pins. Oh, Pins is on here. Pins is up 2.0. I think also someone mentioned this in the chat room earlier. So recent IPO. I have not traded it yet.
Yeah, last Thursday.
Traded well yesterday, actually. I had a nice little pop here, but I wasn't watching this one. I mean, not many levels you can add here, guys. Really only the high of today. High of the pre-market right now at 26.46. You got already most of the levels already listed for you on the high, previous high and lows, and the previous day close. So not much you can add on here, but it is it's got some volume. 104 not crazy, but it's been strong. It's been making higher highs, higher lows, and closing higher. So it's been a nice little run here.
Jared, I have shares on iRobot for short. Excuse me, I'm choking. But the short float on that is really high, like 31% or so.
Yeah.
So just watch out. It can cause some crazy moves.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. So we have eBay seems again just eBay's just choppy though. It's got a nice daily chart. Got a nice pop, but it is choppy here. Snap. I just personally do not like Snap. Just could be very choppy as well. CAT is good. I like CAT. BSX. So. Oxy's good. It's got some good movement here. QCOM. I like QCOM. It's been very active over the last couple of days. And then T is active, but just doesn't move much. So we gotta be careful with that one. All right, folks. So again, we have a lot on here, but a lot of it's not looking great though. Like looking at the details now, I was a little excited that we had all this stuff on here, but a lot of it, I guess we have to wait to the setups because we get these type of watch lists sometimes where things don't look awfully good right at the start, but then at the open, you can get some nice play. So something like this, you want to be patient, wait your 10 minutes for a setup, wait for a good opening range breakup, breakdown, or whatever strategy you're going for. Just wait for them to set up and see what's happening. We do have a lot of possibles though. We have AMD on here, MU, Microsoft at the all-time high, also Apple and Facebook. Facebook starting to put in a nice little pre-market action here, dropping, leaving the VWAP. So this looks good. And just gonna check in on what the SPY is doing. Yeah, the SPY is dropping, so it could just be following the SPY here. All right, folks. So that is going to be my list. eBay, Snap, CAT, BSX, Oxy is probably one of the ones I like the most. QCOM. And I'm probably going to remove T because T doesn't move much. But I'll wait to see what Brian is watching as well. Brian's going to be coming on in a few minutes and going over his list. And I'll see if he finds something that also looks a little better than what I have here. As well, as we get closer to the market, you can see some stuff start developing, either looking better or looking worse. And then you can also make adjustments as you go. So this won't be the final list, but we'll watch it closely as we get towards the open. Yeah, Mr. Charles, most of this stuff is choppy. I'm starting to see like a eBay is choppy, right? But it's gapping up nicely, 3.2. Snap gapping up 2.4. Crazy volume, but it just trades choppy even with the volume. CAT's got some good volume, but it's choppy now. It had a good start to the pre-market. It kind of lost some volume here, but we'll see how it opens up. BSX is starting to pick up a little bit here. It's trying to put in a nice bounce. Oxy is definitely very active, dropping now. What's the spread on this? Spread is not great, but it's early. So Eric is looking at Roku. See what Roku's doing. Not much right now. How about CGC? CGC had a very good day. Was it yesterday or the day before? Oh yeah, day before, yeah. The day before had a nice day, and then QCOM we have as well. All right, folks, this is our list. Hope you guys enjoyed the AMA yesterday. That was, if you weren't able to catch it live, definitely check out the link on our channel. Brian and Norm kind of did a Q&A and kind of went over a lot of questions you guys had. So good information on there. Definitely check it out. And look forward to more to come.
And once again, thank you for David for coming in and indexing that. If you look in the comments, he put a comment down there with every question and the timestamp, so you can go right to it if there's just one specific thing or a couple that you want to see. You don't have to watch all hour and a half of it.
Exactly, which you should watch an hour and a half of it. I recommend it. but if you're looking for something specific, that's the way to go. All right, guys, thank you for joining us on YouTube. We will see you again tomorrow morning, 8:30 Eastern time. Trade safe, guys. We have quite a bit of a list on here. Some of it looks like it might be choppy, even though we got some volume. So just be careful. Wait for good setups. For those joining us for the first time, or if you have not seen a recap from Andrew, just a heads up, he is traveling this week in India, doing some climbing. And with that said, he's going to be doing a meetup in Goa, India on 26th. The 26th is what? That falls on a Friday. Yep. So definitely check our forums for that information, so you can RSVP or just say that you're coming, so they can expect you and know, you know, how many people to plan for.
And then also I'll throw in 2 things. First one is, if you're catching the pre-market show with us on YouTube and you've never tried out the room, you can try out the room for 2 weeks, the trial membership at half price. Just use the promo code premarket24. Maybe one of the guys can throw up the link to that there in the YouTube as well, so it'll you can just follow that link if you want to. And the other thing is, Andrew's going to come down here to Texas for a few days. We're going to have a meetup May 19th in Dallas, May 20th in Austin. So you don't have to be a member. Come out, let us buy you a drink.
Yep, absolutely. It's a lot of fun. Definitely don't miss out. All right, guys, take care. Trade safe, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thanks for watching, guys.